everybody, it's Dennis here with Northwest Outdoor Lifestyle, and this is my chiropractor. This is Paula Rentmore. We're here at her office in Kirkland, and I've actually been a patient of Paula's for, about the last month and a half, something like that.
Yeah.
My wife has been coming here longer, and my daughter as well. And we've been coming here previously. Eric Kloss was the doctor that owned this previously. And I have to say it's been a really pleasant experience. It has been actually amazing. There's been a really interesting transition. I mean, as a patient, you know, there's always a little trepidation around change.
Sure, yeah.
And you're never quite sure what you're getting into, but it's like, okay, I want to make sure we're supporting this business.
I appreciate that.
And I have to say, I am thrilled to tell you that Paula is awesome. She's really, really amazingly professional, and she is an incredibly gifted healer.
Wow.
Okay?
Thank you so much for those kind of words. I appreciate that.
Well, but I think that what we're going to get into here in a minute is going to help maybe inform why that is. I mean, I don't think it just happened by accident. I think that there's something that Paula's going to share with us as to kind of what her philosophy is behind that. And maybe that's an appropriate place to dive in.
Sure.
So why don't you tell us a little bit about your background?
Well, you know, I never in my wildest dreams thought I would be a chiropractor. But what led me to this decision was a background of dancing. I danced since I was little and all through my young adulthood. I was a competitive athlete. In high school I did a lot of different sports, but in college I was on the women's fencing team.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that was very exciting.
That's awesome.
I even
like sword play.
Yes, and I even got to fence with a whole Olympic team because they were in a different university and you have competitions. So, yeah, I didn't beat them, but I got a couple of touches, so that was kind of exciting.
That's fun.
So that led me to, really explore how the body works. You want to make sure you stay injury-free and that you are at the top of your game. And long story short, along the way, I got some massage work because of an injury. And it was shiatsu, actually, which is something I also offer in the office. I incorporate that into my chiropractic care.
Right.
And I loved it so much, I started taking classes, and after a while I realized, oh my goodness, I have enough here to open a practice.
Nice.
And at the time, the job I had wasn't making that much money and it wasn't satisfying. So I thought, why don't I do this? So I did for, I was a massage therapist probably, 10 years or more before I went to chiropractic school. And then in chiropractic school, I took all that I learned from my massage practice and incorporated that into what I learned through chiropractic, which is really having your nervous system functioning as optimally as possible, which will allow your musculoskeletal system to do their job properly. So my approach, and I think this might be a little bit different than what some chiropractors might do because of my background, is that I'm going to take not just the joints and make sure that they're all functioning and balanced and where they should be, but I'm going to look at the soft tissue. Like the muscles, the tendons, the ligaments, the connective tissue, the fascia, so important, and make sure that they're doing what they're supposed to do so that it can support proper alignment, movement. My name of my company is Mobility, Health, and Wellness, and that really is what I do, is help you become mobile, because truly, you got to use it or you lose it.
Absolutely.
And wellness and health comes from how well you're able to move and do, and not just your daily activities, but maybe you want to go out and hike.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, that's one of the things I was going to mention is that, I don't know about you, but hitting 50 kind of has impacted a few of the systems.
Yeah, a little.
and what I have found is that, like I spend a lot of time in the car. I mean, I'm driving to see clients, and it's just I have a lot of sitting time.
Sure.
And you've helped me work through the tightness. I mean, my hips and everything were just brutally tight.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to tell you it was a fun process entirely.
It was great.
She may have had a little more fun than I did. It's challenging in basically sticking with the process because it isn't that much fun.
It's really good for me to hear this from your point of view because I know what I see, I know what I'm doing and what I'm experiencing about your functioning.
Right.
It's really great to hear it from your side.
Yeah, so I've honestly, I haven't had that many massages, and I haven't really had that much call for going to chiropractic until probably the last 10 years. And then, kind of that's been the kind of the full breadth of my experience. And this last couple of months has been really interesting because I have found, like I said, the process wasn't that joyous for me. The result, however, has been just incredible. In fact, I mean, literally almost instantaneous too.
Yeah.
That's the thing that has been remarkable is, I'll get up from a treatment and it actually feels like I notice that I'm standing straighter. I notice that I'm feeling looser, and I also, it's almost like a little bit elevated off the floor.
Endorphins.
Yeah.
The work really releases a lot of endorphins. So I know in the beginning, if you're really tight or you've got some issues going on, it can be a little uncomfortable.
Right.
But as you progress, it becomes more and more pleasant.
Right.
I'll even dare say that it's going to feel fantastic if it doesn't yet.
Yeah.
As you get looser and more stable.
To speak to that, I did schedule a couple more appointments. So.
It's coming back. All right.
But I think that's really important is that it is a process. It is, you do have to kind of stick with it and you go through the, whatever that experience is for you, and knowing that on the other side, it's dramatically improved.
Yeah, and pretty quickly.
Yeah, that's the really nice thing is that it's not like the process isn't like you're not laboring over something that takes forever. You come in here for, 30 to 45 minutes, and you leave feeling like a completely different body is walking out the door.
Yeah, better body.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. No, it's really nice.
Oh, I'm really happy to hear that. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I think of it like I'm going to optimize you. I'm going to take and I look at you as a whole being. My approach is maybe more functional and holistic. So you might have a knee that hurts, or a shoulder or elbow or something like that. But you can't just look at that spot because it works in concert with everything else. And what I said about the fascia, the connective tissue, is literally that. It connects everything. So even a tendon isn't just by itself. It's embedded in with fascia. Right. So that fascia is like your whole, everywhere, over every cell, every organ, every part of you has a fascial layer covering. So if I took everything out and just had your fascia, I'd still know it was you because I'd recognize you because of the fascia is everywhere.
Oh, interesting.
And so as you've noticed when I've worked on you, sometimes like it's tight in one area, but you'd think, oh, that's where the problem is. But then I'll go to a different area and you're like, whoa, okay, what was that? And it's like, that's where the trouble's starting from.
Right.
Because, everything works together, as I said, and sometimes they're reciprocal, kind of like your biceps and your triceps. They can't both contract at the same time.
Sure.
They just can't.
Yeah.
So there can be areas of your body where certain muscle groups are firing and other muscle groups are just kind of asleep.
Oh, yeah.
And they're not going to function properly. So we want to make sure that everything is functioning properly and working together. So I'm looking at your whole body to see how all these different parts function together as a whole.
Right. And that holistic approach, I think, really shows in the result. It is so fantastic to walk out of here feeling that weight off your shoulders, the weight off your back. I mean, just kind of being that new happy person. So thank you very much, Paula. I really appreciate it. And I think that if you're planning a trip, if you found yourself sedentary like I have, I mean, I was kind of kidding myself because I work out 5 days a week, and then I spend 3 to 5 hours a day in the car.
Yeah.
And that trade-off, there's a cost for that.
Yeah.
And when you come to a treatment with Paula, it completely helps you kind of work through all of the things you've just screwed up.
Hopefully, we'll get some new habits ingrained in there too. So
well, that's the other thing she is helping me with is helping to just kind of change some of the bad habits that I've picked up with my posture. I've got a long ways to go, but she's working on me.
Oh, not that far. Come on, you're doing great.
Yeah. Well, thank you very much, Paula.
You're
really
very
appreciate
welcome. My pleasure.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Next time.